today we got special guest.
Hi.
There she is. There she is. Oh yeah. Let's get it set. First of all, before we start, you know what we gotta do. Hand claps all around. Hand
Yay.
claps all around. What's going on?
Nothing. What's up?
Not much. We got my girl Victoria in the building, aka the host and creator of the Served on Sundays podcast. You know what I'm saying? I see you guys doing your thing. That's really cool, man. First of all, I like the name Served on Sundays, man. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, what made you come up with that name, Served on Sundays?
So I remember like going back and forth with a friend saying like I kind of wanted an alliteration. I have a thing for alliteration, so I wanted it to be like tea is served Sundays. Then I was like, that's too much. So we were like, okay, served Sundays. And then I was like, nah, let's add the on. I don't know, like the little details matter. So I was just like served on Sundays. It has a
Yeah,
nice ring to it.
I definitely agree with it. That I like the name. You know, it's rocking. And so, if anybody doesn't know, I first met Victoria. I believe it was 2016 or 17 or something like that.
Some time ago.
Yeah, a while ago at one of my events that I definitely do not fuck with that venue anymore. But anyway, uh, yeah, you came through with the photography, man, and I really do appreciate it. Much love to you. You know, but now you moved on to content creation and you're doing a lot of
Yes.
that now. So before we get into that, you know, of course, if you guys are watching the 1's, 2's podcast, tune in on Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Google Podcasts, whatever the platform. Make sure to follow our guest. I'm going to put all of her information and their information for the Served on Sundays podcast in the description below. Y'all got to check it out. So where are you from?
I'm from Dallas, Texas. Well, really, I'm from Carrollton, so a suburb outside of Dallas.
Okay, so if y'all don't know Carrollton, you know what I'm saying? When they say Carrollton, Irvin, all that, that's all Dallas. Okay, we are
Yes.
all Dallas. So y'all need to stop saying, no, I'm from Irvin. No,
No.
you're Dallas. There's nothing wrong with being Dallas. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as the Carrollton Cowboys. It's the Dallas Cowboys. We're all a big family together. You know what I mean? So,
Agreed.
okay, so like how long have you been living here?
All my life, born
All
and
your
raised.
life? So you never like went out to any other states or anything like that? Just Texas girl
Not
through and
somewhere.
through.
Yeah, not even for school. Been here.
That's what's up. Do you like it here?
Yeah, I was just thinking like this will always be home. Like I obviously want to live other places, travel other places, but I'm gonna have a house here. So
Yeah, I'm telling you. And you know what's funny is like so many growing up, when I first moved to Dallas, you know, I met a lot of international people from Cali, you know, other countries and stuff. And they would always say, oh, in Texas, man, y'all ride horses, you know, y'all yeehaw and, you know, pecan pies and all that stuff. Just talking shit about Texas. But then today, fast forward to today, my California friends talking about getting a house out here. People from New York talking about getting a house. I'm like, well, y'all about to be my neighbors soon. So all that shit y'all talking back in the day, you about to get served now.
hey,
About
Texas
to
is on
get
the come
served in
up.
Texas. It's on the come up for real, especially like the Metroplex, Dallas, Houston, Austin. It's like, I mean, most of the biggest tech companies are moving their industries from Las Vegas, California to Texas, you know, and it's bringing in a whole bunch of business and stuff. So yeah, Texas is about to be the new, the new California within the next 10 years.
Yeah, because even the
Yeah.
creative side of things, like that's really coming up. Like we're really putting ourselves on the map, like with all the
Yeah.
different things we're doing.
Yeah, and I'm really happy about that, especially like the podcast game. You know, a lot of people are doing podcasts now. So,
Yes.
tell us about. So you got into the podcast. You told us about how you got the name of it. So what made you want to start doing podcasting? Because I mean, it definitely is a commitment, as I'm seeing
Mm.
for myself. I have two, and what made you want to start doing that?
Well, I mean, I talk a lot, like, and if you follow me on my personal page, it's like
Hmm.
I post a whole bunch on my story. I have like a whole bunch of opinions in my head and topics in my head. So I
Hmm.
was like, I need to make a show out of it, but I want people who I can bounce off of because a lot of times I've realized my opinions are not the same as others. And I
Hmm.
find like, that makes for better conversation, a better show. And plus, like, there are some people who are just not really into the back and forth debating for fun, for sport, none of that. So I think it's better to just do it with people who are and like other creatives and like, people can listen to it, because I think people would rather like listen to a conversation than actually participate in it for some reason.
Mm, that's a good point.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I got to do it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I definitely agree because people like to, it's kind of entertaining in a way, you know what I mean? It's like
Hmm.
informative and entertaining because you're listening to, and like you said, people that have maybe a disagreement, but at the same time, when you see a disagreement, yeah, there might be some conflict and turmoil within that conversation. But at the same time, if the podcast is still running, they're obviously learning from each other,
Hmm.
so you're kind of seeing how people kind of have differences and work through those differences. One of my favorite podcasts used to be one of my favorite, the Brilliant Idiots. Have you heard of that one with
Okay, yeah,
Charlemagne the God?
Charlemagne, yeah.
Yeah, when they first started, I mean, they were just like this. Like some
Mm,
days it'd be cool, but it's only when they had like a third guest. But when it's just them two, they were just like talking over. But as the seasons went on, now it's like okay, you see the growth, and it's like them
mhm.
as just individuals outside of the podcast have both grown tremendously. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's how it should be in life. Like we have disagreements,
Right.
we learn from each other, we grow. So, what would you say would be your favorite podcast? Was there a podcast that you saw that kind of inspired you? Or you just kind of like jumped into it yourself, or what do you think?
So I listen to a whole bunch of different types of podcasts. I really listen to YouTubers who would then like, take their material and turn it into podcasts.
Hmm.
Um, Lovely T, she's a great one if you want to get like
I heard
something,
about her.
yeah, like newsworthy. She still will put in the celebrity gossip, but she's the one like you're gonna go to for all of that because she'll really research. Um,
Hmm.
And then I love Aaliyah Janelle. She's a dancer and she has a podcast. So I like her podcast because it's like girls around my age and like I'm listening to what type of things that, I would want to talk about with my friends. And
Hmm.
25, it's an awkward age because it's like, yeah, you still have some of your old friends or whatever, but it's kind of hard making new friends. And like
Hmm.
your old friends, they're on a different path. So it's like listening to them makes me feel like I'm listening to my friends.
Yeah. Oh, she said she's 25, 25 and single.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all.
Yeah.
If y'all want to follow Victoria right now, I'm going to put all the information down in the description below. Slide in
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
DM. But the the thing about what you said about 25, I definitely agree with that. Like that's an age where I guess where most people graduate college, you know what I mean? They're like about to go and do their own thing. And like you said, they're going here, they're going there, they're going there, you're going here. So it's like, unless you're really riding their same wave, you're not really, really close knit with them anymore. And
Right.
that's just how life is. Because I've noticed I had a lot of friends in college. I almost had too many friends, especially being a
Right.
DJ. It's like, bro, my phone would be blowing up every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. There's people saying, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?" Checking on you. How you doing? What's up, man? You doing good? Now it's like, dude, that shit be dead. Unless it's somebody that wants something, you know what I mean? But that's just how life is. But I found those few friends that do stick around, that are like through thick and thin, that have stuck around. It's just like a handful of them. But at the end of the day, I'm happy with that. So I guess that's just how it is in life. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you feel comfortable with that? Do you feel it's just like whatever or what?
I'm kind of in the stage where it's like whatever. For me,
Yeah.
it's kind of a little different because I'm really introverted. I grew up really shy. So I've
Hmm.
actually had like the same friends for years and years and years and years. So it's
Hmm.
like now I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm not sick of them. I don't dislike them, but it's like what do we have in common for us to really like grow our friendship and really put an
Yeah.
effort to it? Because me, I'm an intentional friend. So if you're
Yeah.
gonna be my friend, you're gonna actually call me the word friend. Then we really have to be like hanging out, working on our like friendship together, having
Right.
conversations. Not every day. Like I hate when people like if you say that, people will be like, well, not everyone has time to talk every day. And it's like, okay, but when you're friends, you don't talk every day. It feels like you talk every day, but you don't. So
Hmm.
you go with the flow. So I don't know. For me, I don't really have a set friend group. So I think it's my time to like, have the acquaintances come in. Because I've always been, I wouldn't say popular, but like well known. Like I get along with people pretty quickly, but I won't
Hmm.
call them a friend quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So they'll feel that energy and they'll pull back a little bit because people want you to be like super cool with them right off the bat. Not me. But I feel like this is my season to be like more social. Like, hey, okay, let's do
Yeah.
something. So yeah.
Yeah, I definitely respect that. You know, and what I really like about you is that what you just said, I could just tell that you're very, you honor yourself 100%. You know what I mean? Because what you said, if you call me friend, you don't treat me like a friend, I'm going to assume you ain't on your shit.
Yeah.
And that's what we all have. I think we all should have that same mindset because it's like, bro, someone calls you like, you're like a brother to me, but they never even can fucking pick up the phone when you are going through it just for like 5 minutes to say it's gonna be
Mhm.
okay. I don't think you should call that person that's like a brother or like a sister to me. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's like I think we're too quick to call people friends, quick to call
Mhm.
people my homies. And I'd be like, bro, you going through this. This is what I find funny, man. I know some people that have a lot of homies and friends like that, but at the same time, they seem to be going through so much shit where you need homies to be with you. I'm like, if you got so many friends and homies, where the fuck are they at? Like,
Right.
obviously, nobody's really with you because you talking to me. Like, I'll be out these
Mhm.
bars, like you talk. I just met you tonight. Like, where your friends at? So I don't know, man. We got to be really careful with that. And but at the same time, it's cool to go out and meet. You know, I'm glad that you're doing that because I'm starting to do that too. Like I'm working every weekend, but during the weekday, I've been trying to go out and go to different places and go on. I guess we'll try dates or whatever. What do people call it nowadays?
Dates.
Meetups.
Dates.
Do they
Keep
still
it at
call it that?
dates. Keep it at
Dates.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
try
don't
to
think we
do
should change
that. Yeah, I try to, keep it respectful and all that. And, but it is difficult out here. I was going to say it's not even because of the, I don't know, COVID thing. It's just people be weird. But yeah, man, we got to definitely get out and socialize. So when it comes to podcasting, when you set up your podcasting format, how do y'all get y'all's ideas? Like, because I know it's a team, y'all, right? Like, how many people are on y'all's podcast team?
So actually, what's funny is it's a team, but it's always a team that's changing. So you were
Mm,
talking about like a podcast, or well, podcasters that stay together, like they started. I didn't start
mm,
it with anybody. So anybody that comes into my podcast, they have to realize it's me. Like it's the final, like I have the final say. Can you have
mm,
like opinions, suggestions? Yeah, and I'll take it for real. Like I really,
right.
I'm a collaborative type of person, but if I don't like it, I don't like it, and I'm not going to do it. Or if I feel like my brand shouldn't be representing that, like I know someone who was on it before. She wanted me to talk like about the Illuminati, and I'm like, I'm really not. I don't
Ooh.
know. I don't know much about that, so I'm not
Yeah.
gonna go in and accuse people of being in the Illuminati, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I won't say like if she felt a way about it. I don't really know, but like some people can feel a way, like if you shoot down their ideas or whatever. So, for
Mm,
me, it's just always been a changing team. Like I rather different people come in and give me what they can give me, and then go on to do something else. Like really, it should be just an experience, like a good time. So for me, it's
mm.
just I come up with the ideas. So yeah.
Yeah. I like that. So like what's the most amount of people you've had on an episode?
On an episode, I've had 5 people on an episode.
Okay, so tell me how is that dynamic? Because with our podcast, with this one, this is just me by myself, right? But it's like when I do the nitty gritty, it's the max we had was 4 people. And that dynamic was just, and, we knew each other pretty well. But with those 5 people, I mean, were they like close friends of yours or just people that you've known or?
One episode, one of them, well, they're like a group of friends from high school because it
Hmm.
was like a friendship episode. So we were talking about friendships and adulthood and whatnot. So they were already like a friend group that made it through high school, made it through college. So I had them on the
Hmm.
show. The other one, it was like just a group of creatives. Like they all go to this open mic night thing. I didn't realize the open mic night like scene is really popping. Like I didn't realize that, but there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that do it. So it was like 4 or 5 of them that came. 2 of them were cousins, but the rest of them didn't know each other. They met each other on the show. So.
Hmm. All right, that's what's up. Cause like I like the energy of like a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I feel like, I mean, I don't know. With that when we had 4 people, I was like, is it too much? Is it too little? But I felt like we bounced off each other's energy pretty well. And if you said those were friends from high school, I'm pretty sure the dynamic was pretty good. So,
Mhm.
but I like how that's a cool idea how you shift different guests. Like it's not, it's like every day it's gonna be a different, but you're like the main MC
Yeah.
but it's different people every episode. That makes it real interesting. That's really cool. You guys need to check out Served on Sundays, man. Check them
Yeah.
out right now. Again, like I said, if you're listening, 1's, 2's podcast, Served on Sundays, information in the link below, description below. Check out my girl Victoria. She's killing the game right now every Sunday at 7:15ish. We're going to get live on Sundays. And I wish I could make an episode, but I got this new residency that starts at 7. Now, that might change after October, so I might be able to come in November because I'm trying to move it early, like brunch time. But they got me from 7 to 11. And I'm just like, man, y'all should put me from noon to 4 so I can go and serve it on Sundays.
Yeah.
And so we can get more people out brunch. Because, Sunday, come on, I mean, people don't want to be out. But then again, you'd be surprised. We actually have some pretty decent crowds. I'd be like, dang, y'all crazy. But when it comes to guests, you talked about your brand and, image is everything. So are there some people or certain types of people that you just would not let on your show at all?
It would depend on what the topic is, because one thing about me is I do my podcast from my apartment and I live alone. I really shouldn't say that, but whatever. I live alone, and so I always have to, what do you call it, background check people. So it's kind of scary or whatever, and I did a jail episode where I had 2 people who were formerly in jail. So stuff like that, if it is for the episode, I'll let you come. But usually if it's not for the episode, I kind of want to, I don't know, I have to pick and choose who can come on the show, because some people's energy is not great. You can tell some people's energy from when you ask them to come on the show. And if I ask you to come on the show and you have weird energy, I'll kind of I don't know, disappear.
Gotta
Just
be
disappear.
careful.
Yeah.
Ooh, that
So
would
it
scare
just
me
depends
heavy.
on energy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like the jail. Okay, talk about jail. You have 2 former inmates. I mean, they reformed. They done learn from their
Yeah,
mistakes.
exactly. They're good now.
They good.
I still talk to one of them. She's so dope. I love her.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's why. I'm in my place right now, at my home studio. I have everything to do it at my place, but I'm like you. I don't let nobody know where I live.
Right.
And that's why we have our studio at shouts out to Kingdom Studios, aka Trust Up Studios, you know what I mean? Oops, that was loud. Was that too loud? I'm sorry about that.
It is
Because
lit.
that thing was like, sorry about that. Turn that down a little bit right now. Okay. But yeah, man, it's like certain people, I don't know. We haven't had a guest suggestion yet that we disagree with, but I don't know. I can't really think of, because I mean, I like exciting things. Like you mentioned the former inmates. I think that'd be kind of cool to have them on a nitty gritty or somebody like that. But I can't think of anybody that I wouldn't want to have on. I mean, shoot, I don't know. I kind of actually want to have the most outrageous person on my show, but I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. But as far as people, I mean, as far as, let's talk about topics. There's different people, but it doesn't mean they're going to talk about the same topic. So are there things that you guys, wouldn't talk about on your podcast, or what
I
are
would
things?
I would have anything as a topic, like I mentioned earlier with the Illuminati stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
just didn't want to talk about it because she was trying to make it to where we were all having a discussion about it. Now, if someone wants to talk about the Illuminati, you can come on as an Illuminati expert, and I'll ask you the questions, and you can say everything that you believe. Or if we want to talk about the government, you can talk about all the conspiracy theories and whatnot.
Yeah.
You got it. I'll host the platform, but that's about it. So
Yeah.
I mean, I won't stray from any topic. Any topic is on the table, but I just won't talk about it if I don't have extensive knowledge in it.
Yeah. I respect that, and more people should, again, have that mindset. If you don't know, don't say that you know and then go and expound on it, because it can definitely backfire.
Yeah.
There has been a couple of topics. I'm trying to think of one, because we had a whole list of things, man. Of course, I'm not going to say it on here because, this is going to be recorded on Spotify, but the 19, that's definitely off the table. And then politics, we all have our different beliefs and stuff like that. I'm honestly open with politics, but I feel like, man, it could just open a huge can of worms, and I'm just like, you know what I mean. So we try to stay away from it as much as possible. That and of course LGBTQ discussions, which I actually like having. I think they should be had because, in my opinion, when you have LGBTQ discussions, it actually insinuates growth. You know what I mean? That's what I think.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
yeah, so I like having those and racial discussions. I like having discussions about that because again, it's just growth. Because isn't that what they want? The black community,
Hmm.
people of color, LGBT, gay, straight, lesbian, transgender, like they want us to talk so we can learn. You know, because when you talk, people ask questions, and you know, but so let's talk about current events. So as far as the episode coming up this Sunday at 7:15, served on Sundays, make sure you guys follow them. The link is in the description below. Follow my girl at Served on Sundays, Victoria, the host creator of Served on Sundays. Every Sunday, 7:15-ish, they're gonna be on to serve you on Sundays. 7:15-ish PM every Sunday. So this Sunday, what's the topic? Or do you
This
have it planned out already?
So usually I don't plan it out until like 2 or 3 days before because I'm last minute, but I do have it planned
Same
out.
here.
Yeah. So it's gonna be on birthdays. Yeah, birthdays as like an adult because it really does change like how you feel and whatnot. Like when I turned 25, I guess like not as many people were telling me happy birthday as I was used to. And being a Leo, I was just like, oh my gosh, what the fuck? Like, can y'all where's the happy birthdays? Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
when I found what was funny was that people were telling me happy birthday a lot throughout the week. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
Hmm.
one of the things you realize is that people, they don't really remember or recognize, but they're going to make up for it. So it's like they all made it up throughout the week. So it was great, you know?
Mm. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, do you feel so you say you're younger, you got like a lot of happy birthdays, like they would literally tell you on the day of, like, happy birthday, Victoria, happy birthday, happy birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Did you ever get like a lot of birthday cards and presents from other
no,
friends?
no. That's why it's
Yeah.
really important for me to be told happy birthday because as long as I get that, then, I'm not really tripping because I'm used to not getting presents, but
Yeah.
you need to tell me something. Yeah.
I agree. When is your birthday? You said Leo is okay. See, I'm oblivious to the whole zodiac thing. I just know I'm an Aquarius. When
Okay.
is Leo season? What month is
It's
it?
end of July, August. My birthday's August 14th.
Okay, so I'm gonna remember your birthday. So I have my calendar, on my little laptop right here. I'm actually gonna type your birthday in and lock it in every year, August 14th, so I do not ever forget.
Yay.
So next year, your birthday will be
That's
on a
great.
Sunday. Oh wow,
Oh,
looks like it's gonna
oh
be.
shit. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Okay. I got you locked in. Okay.
That's
Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing that because I'm always on this phone, man, and I get these alerts on my phone all the time. So yeah, I got your birthday locked in. I like to keep my, and
when's
I like to
yours?
call you Valentine's Day.
Oh wow. Okay. So literally
Yeah,
six
yeah.
months after me. Great. What? I just noticed.
Oh,
Six.
okay, go ahead. Can you? Are we here? Oh, wait. What'd you say before that? I'm sorry. I think we had a little
Oh,
connection
I
issue.
said literally 6 months after me. Because, like when you're younger, you used to think about your half birthday. So I'd always be like, oh, February 14th is my half birthday.
Yeah.
So,
Oh well, we're technically birthday twins, halfway there. You
of
know,
course.
shouts out Bon Jovi. So as far as the podcast, like how I don't think I asked you this. How long have y'all been doing it? Or when I say y'all, I'm from okay, because we Texans. When I say
Yeah,
y'all, it's singular. Okay, everybody, let's get that straight. It could be singular, maybe plural ish. But okay, so
right.
how long are y'all had? How long y'all been doing it?
Almost 2 years, which is crazy, actually. So in January,
Man,
it'll be 2 years.
man, that's a huge blessing. So within those 2 years, what would you say has been the most like the craziest episode where you were just like, I cannot believe this is happening right now?
Bro, it would have to be okay. And I hope no one, like, I don't think anyone's gonna come across it. So, anyways, I feel like when I did the domestic violence episode, just
Hmm.
because, not that we heard any crazy stories, no. What was funny was the guest that I had on. started talking about things that were had nothing to do with like the topic. And
Hmm.
every time I would try to steer them back to like what we were here for, it would be about something else. And that podcast was 2.5 hours long. I was so exhausted. Like I needed a nap afterwards. I was just like, we did not talk about shit with the topic, and this shit took like more like because usually my episodes are like 45 minutes. Longest is 90 minutes. So to be 2 hours and a half, like oh my gosh, it was too much.
Oh, so they were a victim of it, I assume.
Yeah, they were victims of it, so they say,
Wow.
but they didn't have the stories. So I was just like,
So it's
was
more
mine on?
like I'm a victim, but I have like just other observations on the situation.
It wasn't even about no, it like stirred like we started going down the rabbit hole about different things like literally had nothing to do with domestic violence. There's no
Mm.
connection. And I know at one point I started to like tune them out because I was just like, I don't even know. And my mom was like, you need to take control of the podcast. I was like, I mean, if I take control, everyone's gonna call me the B word. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how to take control in a more sly way. Like I'm
Okay.
really like very direct. So I will be like, okay, can we talk about the topic? That's me taking control, you know?
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know how to put it in a different way.
I see. I don't mind that because my mom is very direct. My dad is very direct. So, because I come from a military household,
Uh,
and they'll just tell you how it is, and it's like, okay, you know what I mean? There's no like ways around it. Like you know what it is. So, I mean, I actually like that because it saves time and it does get people on track. You know what I mean? So they know exactly what it is. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes when, because we had I think a couple of moments on the nitty gritty where we would get off and stuff like that, and we would try to get each other back on track, but we would have to kind of reiterate it. Yes. So, going back to, be like, okay, let's get back on topic. Okay. So it rings, oh, I'm off topic. So let's get back on topic. My bad, bro. You know what I mean? So, I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. And again, it's your podcast. So, I mean, you
that's
can really do
true.
whatever you want. So,
That's true.
um, so what would you say has been, so that was the craziest moment, man, domestic violence. I don't think, yeah, we haven't, that wasn't actually on the list of stuff to mention, but we might, that's an interesting one. What are your opinions on domestic violence? Since that was like a crazy moment, I'm sorry y'all didn't really get in depth on it, but what are your thoughts on domestic violence in America?
That it comes in different forms. Like it's not just between couples, it happens within the family and it's not necessarily just between the head of the households either. So I never watched it go down between me and my parents, but like I experienced it from my older brother. Like he was crazy growing up, you know what I'm saying? And
Oh wow.
he didn't go down a good route still. So it's like obviously that had an effect because before like I used to think am I wilding like I guess it is normal for like siblings to fight like you know what I'm saying like fist fight but I'm like nah because the neighbors were like they were calling the police every like other day so I'm just like no this had to be serious you know what I'm saying so that just
Mm,
comes like it comes in different forms or whatever so I would say that's like the biggest takeaway from that
mm,
it can be between friends, it can be between lovers, siblings, whoever.
mm. Yeah, I haven't experienced that either, and God forbid, I pray for anybody that has went through it like yourself. I'm sorry that you could go through that, but yeah, that's something that definitely needs to be addressed. Oh, speaking of domestic violence, one of my good friends, Bodie, she's hosting a fashion show for I think it's Domestic Violence Awareness October 24th. Y'all go check that out. I'll probably put that in the description too. But yeah, that's definitely a deep topic. That might be something that we may talk about. I don't know, but that's a deep one. But speaking of deep, when it comes to doing this for 2 years, congratulations again. Get the siren and the hand claps. That's longevity right there. When it comes to doing it for 2 years, when you started this podcast, I'm pretty sure you had some folks that were like, you wanted to do it, but I'm pretty sure there's folks looking at you like, why are you gonna start a podcast? Everybody's got a podcast. Why are you gonna do a podcast? How did you kind of get over that and just do it anyway? Because you're in the game for 2 years. There's folks that start a podcast and don't even last for like a month.
True.
So how did you get your head, set for the 2 year run?
So actually I don't think So for me, I don't ever have people like really tell me I can't do something because I think I
Hmm.
have like a personality where I portray that I can do anything or whatever. Like that's how most people look at it. So for me, I got like a lot of, oh yeah, you should have been like been doing this because you talk a lot, blah blah blah, like right, or I get like
Hmm.
no response. Like that's how you know who the haters are. It's if you don't say anything at all. Like, and you're supposed to. Obviously, if you're not really close to me, I don't expect you to say much. But if we're close and you don't say anything, then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. But how I kept going with it though was the conflict that arose from starting it. Like the people I would work with, because like I was saying, I've had like different teams, different groups. So really, the beginning was teaching me how to be like a leader and how to be like a better boss. Because like I told you, like I cannot say things to people in a very sugar-coated way. If you piss me off in the moment, it's gonna have to be told to you directly. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
usually if I'm not pissed off, and I don't get pissed off that often, usually things roll right off the shoulder. I'm pretty like aloof and quirky, so usually I'm like, oh no, that's okay, that's cool, whatever. But if you really piss me off, I have to say something. So that conflict that was coming between me and the people that were there earlier, I feel like is what pushed me.
Uh-huh.
You know, when they left, when people leave things, they expect it to crumble. So I'm like, no, it's not gonna crumble just because you left. It's gonna keep
Mm.
going, and I'm gonna show you exactly why I had to stick to my guns because this is me, this is my idea. So it's gonna survive whether you're here or not. Would I want you to stay? Yeah, but I'll also, the podcast can withstand any change. So that's kind of why, like, it's the theme of like anybody can
Hmm.
come and go as you please. Because I mean that's
Yeah.
creativity, really. So.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Like One Monkey Don't Stop No Show. Shouts out to Outkast. That was like one of their albums. It's like, if they want to leave, as long as you have a stable understanding of what you want to do and you keep that stability, it's never gonna crumble. And I
Mhm.
like that because it seems like y'all just going like, and not again, y'all singular. It seems like you're just not stopping, and I love it. I love it. So I wish you 2 more years, 3 more, 4 more, 100 more years. And as far as the podcast, since you're moving forward, I see you guys are on Spotify. That's good. I love it.
Well,
What is going to be the next step? Because you said you're doing it out of your house right now. Do you
mhm.
think you'll be doing it like in a studio or something else in the future, or what do you think?
Everyone always tries to suggest studios to me, and I'm just like, I really don't like the studio vibe. Shout out to Hello
Mm,
Studios. They invited us when they first opened to try out their studio, and it was dope and it's cheap. So if you're a podcaster and you want to do it, it's only $30 for like 2 hours. But for me, I'm like served on Sundays just has such like a home vibe because served like cook dinner, some shit like that. So I mean, I want to keep it
okay.
with a home theme kind of, and not only that, it was a startup. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of startups start at home, and
Hmm.
because I have a lot of creatives and entrepreneurs that come through, I want to keep that theme just because there are people who are trying to put themselves on. So it's like kind of
Hmm.
like a networking type of podcast where we're trying to, put each other on, get to a certain level together. So I want to keep it at my house. Like I don't want to do a studio and make it seem like that's just an elevation. Like no, I can really do this shit from my house. So maybe I would
Yeah.
like, get some mics like you because my mic is not like that. So maybe I'll get some mics like you, get a soundboard or something like that to upgrade. But I want to keep it like from my house.
I d- I'll be more than happy to help you out. Matter of fact, we getting close up in here. Hello, how's it going, everybody? By the way, I gotta say, you look marvelous. By the way,
Me?
you're glowing. Your
Oh,
skin is
thanks.
like glowing like a star. So this is what I use for my podcast. This is the board I have, and this is
Lit.
the mic I have. This is the boom mic. Yeah,
Professional.
we can talk after this episode, and I can definitely give you the links of everything that I have and help you set it up. It's pretty simple. You won't really be breaking the bank as much, and you'll get exactly what you're wanting. So yeah, we'll talk about that, and I'll help you out if you need. So,
Yes.
but yeah, because I like to help. I like to help people out, man. Especially you, because you're hardworking, man. I could just feel it when the first time I met you. I'm like, man, this girl is cool as hell. And I think
Aw,
I met you
I
off
think
of
that's gonna
was it
be
Facebook or Craigslist or
Craigslist.
something?
Yeah, it was Craigslist.
Yeah, isn't that cool? See, look, guys. You can meet good quality people off of Craigslist. I don't know why y'all hate on Craigslist. Y'all hate on Twitter. There's good people out there, man. And I'm talking to one right now. Miss Victoria, the CEO of Served on Sundays. Man, I tell you, y'all got to go check this podcast out. You know what I'm saying? From one podcast to another. I'll tell you, look, when I started doing the podcasting, everybody was like, well, not everybody, but most of my friends, like you said, were just kind of like, just kind of like,
Like,
just kind of ducked off. Like I was like, all right, cool. But I don't know. I really didn't get as much support, but I'm gonna tell you right now, from yesterday's episode, my DMs kind of blew up a little bit, and I was like,
hey,
interesting, because we got a verified artist who signed a record label on here. So I'm like, oh, now y'all wanna, whatever. But anyway, look,
it'd be like that. It'd be like
yeah,
that.
it's just like whatever, man. People always talk about like, oh, it's like, come on. Like I made a post earlier today. I was like, look, if y'all weren't, basically what I said is, if y'all weren't with me shooting in the gym, you can't tell me how I should have won the championship.
That's true.
Just being honest. So, but yeah, so I'm very proud of you. Keep going.
Thanks.
And I promise. Look, man, I'm a man of my word. When I say I'm gonna be on the episode Served on Sundays, it's gonna happen. And you know what? I'm actually gonna take a day off or even off just
Whoa,
I really
whoa.
need to, because you know why? Because the weather's about to get crazy, and I really want to make sure that I do everything I need to before it gets crazy. So what I think I'm gonna do, we're gonna set a date. Let me look at my calendar real quick. We're gonna set a date. Like, actually, we'll talk about it when we get off. Let me know how the first 2 weeks in November look, the first 2 Sundays of what you got planned, maybe, and then we'll set a date, and I will pull up. So when you have Served on Sundays, do you guys bring like food? You say y'all like to cook and everything. What do y'all usually make for your episodes?
Well, so actually, I don't like to cook for guests just because I don't know, it's COVID, so I mean, I don't want to touch people's food. I'm really uncomfortable with that kind of stuff.
Oh,
I don't know why, but I will ask them like, "What do you like to eat?" and I'll go pick it up. So like, we've had Wingstop, Olive Garden, Zoe's Kitchen, whatever. But like most of the time, people do not say like what they want to eat, which is kind of annoying to me. I'm like, you want to eat some food, just say like what you want. I do not mind. That's the whole point of, and they're coming for free. Like most people come on for free, so I'm just like, it's okay. Like let me get you some food. But yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'll be like that. I'll be like, where you want to eat? Like, especially when I was at Deep Ellum yesterday, and then I went by myself. But there's just so many restaurants. I'm just thinking, man, if I had a car full of people right now, and they told me, "Yo, Kane, like, where's a good place to eat?" I'd be like, "Shit, I don't know. Like, where y'all want to eat?" Like,
sure. People just don't want to make a
oh
decision.
man. Yeah, yeah, it's just, just say what y'all really want to eat. If y'all want some lobster, say you want lobster, and I'm gonna tell you I don't got it. Okay? We're gonna say
Yeah.
that. But yeah, Victoria, thank you so much for being on my platform. I really do appreciate it. I can't wait to be on your platform and share the love. Y'all make some noise. And
Yeah.
again, if you are listening to this on Spotify, any other podcasting platform that we're on, I think wherever else our RS feed is on, make sure to follow our guest. I'm gonna put her description in the link below, in the description below, in the info box below, whatever platform they call it. Follow my girl, Served on Sundays, Victoria. She's gonna serve it to you. I can't wait.
Thank
November,
you.
we coming. So I
Yes. Thank you for
appreciate
having
you.
me.
Thank you for being on the platform.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
Bye.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Bye.